Hi, I'm Rianne from Mosh, and I'm here with Rich from Fozzy, who opened main stage at Download on Sunday. So how did the set go?
Amazing. It was the brunch set. Came with free waffles. It was amazing. Yeah, it was really good. I mean, you sometimes worry. It's like, are people going to be up yet? Are they going to be out of their tents and stuff? Then you walk out on stage and there's 30,000 people there. Oh yes, they're here. Yes.
Especially on like a Sunday when everyone's probably like, oh,
Yes.
It's like 2 days of heavy partying.
Yeah. Should I go to church or see Fozzy? Okay, Fozzy. Yeah.
They made the best decision.
Yes. Maybe go to church tonight. Yeah. I mean, during Aerosmith. Yeah.
So like, because you guys have been a band for almost like 2 decades, like how do you choose what to play in such a condensed like festival style set?
I think we just kind of go with songs that have reacted well over here, because a lot of bands choose songs based on what songs we like to play. It's like, well, we realize that we're here to play to some folks who are up for a great gig, and let's give them what they want. We wrote all the songs, so we love it. We recorded all the songs, so maybe we do have a few favorites, but ultimately we try to tailor a set to the audience. And so we picked 6 songs that we knew that we had played over here many times that people really like.
Yeah.
And we usually go with singles, right?
Yeah.
Because those are the songs that people know the best and the songs that people have reacted most favorably towards.
Yeah.
That's smart.
And I guess like with people that haven't seen you guys before, it's like trying to get what you feel is like, if everyone else likes them, there's more chance that they will like them as well.
Yeah, exactly right. And again, you'll always get folks who will want to, I wish you had played this song or wish you'd played that song. But it's the same thing you get when you book a tour. Why didn't you come to Portsmouth? It's like, well, we had 12 shows, and if we went to Portsmouth, someone in Sheffield would be really pissed.
Yeah.
So you just do the best you can,
Yeah.
knowing that you can't cater to everybody.
Yeah.
So
obviously like the latest video has hit, 5 million views now?
Yeah.
Do you have any expectations when that came out that you thought, oh yeah, this is going to be like almost like a big thing?
No. And I never even look at things in those terms, because I'm the guy in the band who everyone always goes, why aren't you excited about this? And I think it's because this new album is my 19th album that I've released, and I make records. Without getting too silly, like there's times where like I'm in the studio by myself tracking or mixing and stuff, and I like get emotional because when you think about the 12-year-old Rich that got his first guitar for $30, and then you think about, oh, now I'm making albums and I'm playing tours and I'm flying around the world and stuff. It's kind of crazy, and there were a lot better guitar players that went to the same schools that I did, and I think I know I've worked hard, but I've also gotten lucky, and I feel very fortunate that I've met the guys that I have, and that I'm like best friends with my bandmates.
Doing what you're doing now,
doing what we're doing. And so my goal is always to just make the best record that I can make that is an honest representation of who I am, who we are as a band, because these aren't solo records, these are bands, projects.
Collective,
That's
everyone.
exactly right. So you have to get the chemistry right, and you have to make sure that if I'm writing the majority parts, that I'm also writing towards the strengths of my bandmates, and if they're writing songs primarily, that they're writing into the strengths of the rest of us. And because you are a group, and you must play to where your talents intersect.
Yeah.
Where's that point where the 5 personalities and 5 talents kind of come to at their highest point, and where we excel as a group? And so for me, I've never thought about, I wonder how many views this will get on YouTube, or how this will chart, because honestly, at the beginning of every album cycle that we've done for years, people will say, this is going to be it for you guys. And there was a time where I started buying into, this is going to be it, but what is it? And I don't even know what that even means. Like, what are my expectations to have to be able to buy a new car or something? I'm just glad I'm at Donington, right? It's like, And
There's always
and
somewhere to go.
if there was 20,000 views or 20 million views, it doesn't really change much other than there's an acknowledgement that people really resonated with something that you did. And that feels great. In the same way that if you played a good you played a good game, baseball or soccer or whatever, and your mom says you did good today. It's like, you know whether you did good or not. But it's nice when someone else acknowledges it.
Yeah.
So it's nice, but ultimately self-esteem comes from when you've put in a good hard day's work and you've done your best. Self-esteem doesn't come from pats on the back. That's ego, right?
Yeah.
And when you start like really like going, yeah, I'm really good, when people pat you on the back, like I said, you know when you've done a good job. You know when you've had a good gig. We had a good gig today. I've had download gigs where I didn't have a good gig, and people still do this, and I go thank you, because I appreciate the compliment. But you know when you've had a good interview.
Yeah.
You know when you're having a good day and when you're on point.
It's because you played a similar time set a couple of years ago at Download. Like,
Yes.
Do you feel that today went better than?
I think so.
Than then.
Yeah, and I think there's a lot of things that play into that. Some of it comes down to is there anxiety involved in like today we went on first. Last time we were second. First is a really good spot because you can get all of your stuff on stage and then you're just ready to go.
You've got, like,
If you're
time.
second, they're getting their stuff on while you're getting your stuff on, and there's a move it, and you're like cattle at an auction, because you're trying to because being in a band in a performance is a conversation. We're playing and we're talking to the audience, and the audience is talking back, and you're feeding off their energy and they're feeding off yours, and you're having this relationship, and we're hanging out, and it's hard to have a conversation when you're mindful of technical things.
Yeah.
When you feel like I was rushed, I didn't quite get the sound right, and you see the sound technicians are messing with things because wow, there must be something wrong in the sound out front that you're not aware of, and it can be distracting. It's like having someone run on the field in the middle of the game. What's going on? And so when a band is at its best is when you're not distracted by all of the things that can happen.
All the things that could go wrong.
That could go wrong, right? Guitar's out of tune, singer can't hear as well, so he's not singing, pitch is not as good, or timing is not as good. When people go, God, that singer's not very good, you think to yourself, I think to myself immediately, I wonder if he can hear well. I wonder what's going on behind the scenes, because I've had enough shows where I've seen videos of myself and I think, wow, I thought I had a good gig, but I'm looking back and I'm not playing as well as and then I'm thinking, what went on? You know what I mean? And
seeing it from other people's perspective.
Yeah, that's right. So I'm deconstructing, because that's what I do now. When I watch gigs, I watch them like a director watches movies. You know what I mean? I'm deconstructing their gigs, because I'm not judging them or good or bad. I'm trying to learn.
Yeah.
Right? I'm studying these masters at work, all of these bands, and I'm Jericho's funny. My great singer and Fozzy, he's still like the ultimate fanboy. He has so much fun at gigs. He sings along with every note, and he's like headbanging and having fun. And I'm over there doing this
technical stuff.
Yeah, because that's the role I play in our band. I'm the quartermaster who makes sure that everything is right. And
You're like making sure everyone's in the right places.
yes,
And doing that.
because I like that part of it too. I like the technical side. I like making records. I like the idea of sound is lows and highs and depth of field and stuff the same way you would with cameras. And I love the technical side, because when you can get the technical side and the emotional side, then you're making Pink Floyd records. You know what I mean? And few bands ever do that. I don't know that I've ever gotten it right, whatever right means. But you know what I mean? Like the greatest albums of all times are when the guy behind the board is creating something so unique sonically, and the band is at this moment where they're creating the best music of their life, and their chemistry is so amazing, and it doesn't happen a lot. You know,
that like eureka moment when you hear
yes,
something.
and people always go, why is Rumors by Fleetwood Mac or Dark Side of the Moon or Back in Black, why are they great albums? It's like, you would never know why those things are, but I guarantee you that it's more than the band.
Yeah.
You know, it's the environment, it's the producer making them feel at ease and not making the record company not rushing them, you know, because we're staying on budget. There's a lot of things that go into making albums, and of course you have to be mindful that there are budgets, and you have to be mindful that the record company wants a single because they have lots of investment in it. And then you have to think, why do I care about a single? I just want to make great music. That's who we are. And I've talked to so many bands that we've toured with who they resent the record company like making suggestions, but it is a partnership. All of this is if you don't want to be in a partnership with a record company, don't take their money.
Yeah.
You know, crowd fund your records, and then you can make exactly the album that you want to. But the moment that you sign a deal with a manager and a booking agent and a record company, you are now in relationships with people that you must compromise with. Now the compromise doesn't have to necessarily be we're changing our sound or we're, you know, all of a sudden, you know, trying to accommodate whatever's popular on the radio now, but maybe there's things that you can learn from those people, just like you and I can learn things from each other just in having conversations. And I feel like the older that I've gotten, the more that I can listen to what people who have been there before they have to say, and you can also learn from a producer who says, "It sounded great. Let's just try it again." What I thought just try it again. Well, I'm not saying
and
it wasn't
you'll hear
great.
something afterwards.
That's right, and they're listening to it through different ears than you are, and that's why bands should surround themselves with people they trust, so that the end goal is that you make something that's better than yourself. Just like I always bring it back to sports, like a great team needs a great coach.
So the final thing, like you're coming back to the UK to the end of this year. What can we kind of expect from the tour? I know there'll be like new album.
Yeah, new record at the end of September. The album's going to call Judas, like the single, and we haven't even finished recording it yet.
Oh wow!
Which is crazy.
So it's going to be a stressful, a busy few months at least.
Yeah. I'm the only guy who's left to do his parts, so I know I got a bunch of guitars left to do, and. But Jericho's vocals sound amazing, and the songs are really good. We worked with a really good producer who was very involved in the creative process in writing songs with us, and we were open to that because usually the songwriting process is a little bit more of guys bringing ideas in, but there's not a lot of collective stuff. It's like I bring a song idea in and everyone kind of corroborates with it. You know what I mean?
Kind of builds around
that's
it.
That's exactly right. But this was now more people involved. It was great. It was nice because you had more people to pass the ball to and more energy in the room. It was great. Ideas. So, and then we come here in the end of October. Yeah. So, and then through the end of at the end of October, we start here in the UK, and I think 12, 13, 14 dates or something.
Yeah.
So, and we're touring with Hardcore Superstar, which I love that band. I think they're great. So I think it'll be, they're not like Fozzy. So I think it'll be a nice partnership where you're not just getting a same. Yeah.
Yeah. And you'll get a new crowd because there might be people that haven't heard you guys before. Yeah.
Yes. And so they're gonna go on before us in the UK, and we'll go on before them on the continent.
Right.
And we're really excited. I mean, it's nice because it's been a long time since everyone's been happy with the progress and everybody's getting along well. You know, it's hard to get 5 personalities to click in a band.
When you're spending so much time together as well.
Because, it's easy with a 3-piece band because you can't, usually bands, when you have a 5-piece band, you start having cliques, and these 2 guys talk about those 2 guys or that guy, and then you're trying to,
like high school all over again.
It is like just because it's human nature. It's like, and we don't have that right now. There's no, none of this infighting and backbiting. Everything's been really good for us. We're making making great music, and we're getting along great, and business is good for us because the record company's happy with what we're doing, manager's happy, and that's always nice because you don't like getting phone calls where we're like, yeah, and they're like, no, you know? Everybody's, you know, charging up the hill with pitchforks and torches, and we're like, yeah, and that feels good.
Yeah.